gets starting to use these things. So
awesome. Thank you. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to share my screen here. I do have a little walkthrough thing to go through with you guys. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We'll just kind of do a high-level overview of everything, of kind of how to utilize the cards, how to interact with people with the cards, and then again, we'll open it up for any questions that you may have as well. So, all right, are you all seeing my screen now? Perfect. Okay. Yeah, so most of you probably already have the cards in hand, have them activated, and have the app. But if you don't, the first thing you're gonna want to do is to download the Linq app. It's available in both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Or if you'd like to scan this QR code that's on the screen, that'll take you through to it as well to download the Linq app. It's going to be kind of this darker blue with this Linq in white lettering is the logo. You may see a Linq Connect. That's something that's a little different, so you're not going to want to download that one. It's just going to be the Linq app. And most of what we're going to be doing today is going to be done in the mobile app. You can log in on desktop too. If you go to linkapp.com/welcome, you can log into, but most of what we're going to do today is going to be easier done on the mobile app. So you're going to want to download that app onto your device. Once you download the app, if you haven't already, you're going to want to sign in. You will choose sign in instead of create a new account. Your team has done a great job of getting accounts created for you on the back end, so you don't need to create that account. You'll just use your account email, which is going to be your work email there or your mobile number to get a code sent to you to log in. We don't utilize passwords. Once you log in once, you should stay logged in. Unless you delete the app, you shouldn't have to log in again. But if you ever do need to log in again, you'll do the same process. Just sign in, enter in your email or phone number, and it'll send you a code to log into the mobile app. When you first log in, it's going to take you to your home page here. In the bottom left corner, you'll see that home tab. This will always take you back to this screen. The pages will take you to your individual page, which we'll see here in just a second. Contacts, any contacts you create will be under this contacts tab. Analytics, so you can track how many views, how many clicks, things on your page are getting. You can track that under the analytics tab there. Activate product is going to be another important one that we'll go through here in just a second. And then in the top right here, you'll see this little phone with a wristband. That's where you're going to manage your products once you have them activated. You can also go there to activate the product. If we click on this pages button here, that takes you to your page. This is what somebody will see when they interact with your card. You'll see this edit contact button if you need to upload a profile photo, if you need to add you need to edit your name, your phone number, your email. Anything that the person that you're interacting with, you want them to receive or that they will receive is going to be housed underneath this edit contact button. So if you need to add something, you will see at the bottom, once you click edit contact, at the bottom of the screen, you'll see add contact information. So if you want to add an additional phone number, an additional email. One pro tip is I usually do add an additional one, and I added an additional custom field, and I just call it notes. I throw some key terms about my business in there. So for me, it'd be like Linq, digital, business card. So that way, when somebody searches those terms in their phone, it's going to be my contact that pops up. So if you have a specific area that you service and you want to put some key terms about that in there as well, as long as with your company name. So when somebody searches those terms, if they meet you, they interact with you, maybe they forgot your name, but they know they have your information, they could search any of those terms and your contact will still be the thing that pops up for them when they search. I don't think we have any customization to do, so we can go through that. If you haven't activated your product yet, you will need to activate your card. That's what's going to connect your physical card that you have to your digital page. You can either, again, on that home screen, you can hit this activate a product button to get there, or you can select this product button here in the top right. It's going to take you to this screen where you can hit this activate product button on here. It's going to ask you if you want to use the NFC reader, which is the tap of the card, or the QR scanner, which is the QR code on the back of the card. You'll just do whichever one you choose, and that will connect your physical card to your digital page. So that going forward, when somebody else taps or scans that card, it's going to be your page that pulls up. One thing to note, the other person that's interacting with your card does not need the Linq app. If they happen to have the Linq app, it will pull up your page in their Linq app. If not, it just opens it as a web browser. You'll see here, like every one of your pages has its own unique URL, linkapp.com/. Usually it's your first _ last name by default. So it just opens that in their browser on their phone. So Safari, Chrome, whatever their default browser is. So they do not need the app to interact with your card. If you are out and about using the physical card, there's two ways that somebody can get to your page by using the card. Each card on the back does have a QR code. So any phone with a camera at this point should be able to scan that QR code and it will take them to your page. They'll get that little yellow bubble underneath there that they can press on and it'll pull up your page once they do so. If you'd like to use the NFC technology, which is the tap, you can do that as well. Just one thing to note here, the NFC reader for an Apple phone is up here at the top near the camera. For an Android, it's more down towards the middle. The iPhone 10 and newer, and any Androids built around the same time and newer, have what's called background NFC technology. So it has an NFC reader in the phone that's always looking for an NFC chip to read. So there's nothing you need to do. Your phone just needs to be active, just meaning that it can't be black, it needs to be lit up. And once it is if it can tap that card and it should pull up a notification to take them to your page. It's the same technology as like Apple Pay. So it does take about a second. So if you try to tap it that quick, it won't pull it up. You need to hold it there for about a second and then it'll pull up that notification to take them to your page. The iPhone, any iPhone 5 to the iPhone 10, any Androids built around the same time, they have NFC technology in the phone, but it's not background NFC technology. So you kind of have to prompt the phone to ask it to read an NFC chip. It's found on the iPhone. It's found in your command center if you're familiar with that, where you like turn on and off your Wi-Fi and your Bluetooth. There should be a button there for your NFC reader as well. The Android, it's a setting you have to turn on to allow yourself to read those NFC chips that you encounter with. At this point, I think it's about 93% of the phones out there are iPhone 10s or newer, or Androids built around the same time or newer. So most phones you interact with will have the background NFC technology. If you're ever interacting with a phone that you feel like doesn't, or you're having a hard time with the NFC, you can always just have them default to just scanning the QR code on the back. That will also take them to your page. You can also share your page digitally. So if you're ever out and about and you've forgotten your card and you don't have your physical card on you, from the home screen here, you'll see the share button here. Or if you're on your page, you'll see a share button here at the top. Both of those will pull up this menu of options that you can do to share your page digitally. It'll pull up a QR code that somebody can scan to take them to your page. Again, each one of your pages has its own unique URL, so you can share that URL like you would any other hyperlink through an email, through a text. You can download that QR code as an image if you want to put it on printed material, add it to a website. If you have an Apple iPhone, you can actually add this to your Apple Wallet. So you can just open up your Apple Wallet and a QR code will pull up and they can scan that QR code. That's going to take them to your page as well. You may already have company email signatures. If you don't already have company email signatures, you can actually create an email signature that incorporates your QR code as well with either your profile photo or the logo of your company that somebody can, from an email, access your Linq page as well. All right, so when somebody comes to your page, it's going to look something like this. Again, most of the time it's going to be in their browser. And they'll see your page with your profile photo, your information, any other information you've added to your page. Yours is going to actually be a little different than this because Delaney and the team have changed the settings to where when somebody comes to your page, it's going to automatically start downloading your contact information into their device. And then it will, as soon as that's done, it's going to then prompt them to ask them for their information back, to give their information back to you. We can't pull any information from individuals that you deal with. There's pesky little privacy laws that prevent us and you from doing that. They do have to willfully give that information back to you. So it does pull up a little form. It does autofill though. So if they start to type in their name, most phones, it should just go ahead and fill it out with their name, their phone number, and email, and they can just send that information over to you. But again, it will start automatically downloading your contact information into their device the moment they tap or scan your card and visit your page. They won't have to press the save contact button based off the settings that your team has set up for you. If you ever get a physical paper card back, if you're at an event, they tap your card, they get your information, and they hand you a paper business card back. In the contacts tab, you'll see a little add contact button in the bottom right, and it'll ask you if you want to manually enter the information or scan a business card. If you scan the business card, it's just going to take that picture of it, and then it's going to populate all that information into a contact within Linq. And it does keep the picture of the business card as the profile photo. So it's about 99% accurate. But if there ever is a time where you feel like it didn't pull over the right number, the right email, the right name, you do still have that photo to reference if you're not sure or you're not confident that it's the correct information. All right, once you've made the contacts, they're housed under this contacts tab in the mobile app. From there, you can do a few different things. You could add a note to them. So the same way you'd write on the back of a paper business card where you met them or something, you could quickly add a note in there. You can set reminders for yourself. So you can say, hey, in 2 days, remind me to follow up with this person or to send this person a quote. And it'll send you a push notification with that reminder as well. You'll even see this enhanced contact button. Depending on the contact you collect, what it's able to do is it kind of scours the internet for any other publicly available information about this person. So for example, my name is Tyler Smith. There's a lot of us out there, so the enhanced contact doesn't really work well for me because it doesn't know which one is which. But if they have a less generic name than I do, it may be able to find their LinkedIn if they didn't give you their LinkedIn, some other publicly available information on the internet they may be able to find. So it's kind of hit or miss whether or not that enhanced contact works, but you can always try it to see if there's something out there that it's able to find that the person didn't initially give it to you. You can also download this contact file into your device if you want to. So if you want to house it into your Apple, or your phone contacts, you can download it into that instead of just keeping it in the Linq app. You also from here can directly call, text, or email the person based off the information that they've given you. It's just going to open up that text message. It's going to open up a pre-populated text message with that number filled out in your text messaging app. Same with the call. It's just going to open your phone app with that phone number ready to go, ready to call that person based off the information. And email is the same thing. It's just going to pull up an email with that person's email already in there in the email app on your phone. But you can quickly do that all from underneath the contact underneath here. You can also share that contact with the team if you press this little arrow, and then you can add notes and add reminders for those contacts you collect. So that's kind of the high level overview of everything. I know it's kind of a lot to take in here in just a brief 5-10 minutes. But does anybody have any questions about anything I went through? Does anybody have anything they want me to dive into deeper? Yeah. Francesca, I see you have a question.
Hello, I got a quick question. I think it was slide 10, um, about the automatically downloading to their phone your information. How can we shut that off?
So that'd be something you have to talk to your team about because it's an organizational-wide setting right now. Delaney, if it is something that we want to like make default or it doesn't do that, and individuals can choose whether or not they want to do that. That is a possibility. But I can work with Delaney and we can figure that out.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. See, Elizabeth has a question.
Yeah, when I first went in, it asked me whether I wanted to do the photo connection or the NFC connection. Maybe I'm getting the letters mixed up, but I checked the photo and then heard your presentation. Can you check both so that you can do the tap as opposed to snapping the icon?
Yeah, so both will work going forward. That was just asking you when you go to activate, if you want to activate it using the photo or you want to activate it using the NFC. But both of those
Okay.
now, when you interact with people, will work. Either the NFC, the
Okay,
tap, or
thank you.
having somebody scan the QR code in the back.
And our cards have no personal information's written on them. So should we like attach our names so we would ever get these back? Do we want to
Yes.
attach something to this card?
Yeah, so the card's going to point to your digital page. So you're not going to give the card out. You're just going to have somebody tap or scan it and you'll keep the card on you.
Yeah, I'm saying if I lose the card,
Yeah, I mean, theoretically you could, if you wanted to put like a label on it or something, you can. But anybody who taps or scan it that finds it, it'll pull up your information on the page. So they'll know it's your
yes,
card
that's
just
true.
from interacting
Okay,
with
thanks.
it. Yeah. I see. Somebody else has
I
a
have a
question
quick,
here. There it is. Yeah.
yeah, sorry, a quick question is, can we save multiple phone numbers on it? So right now I have my firm's phone number. If I were to add my cell phone number, could I do that?
Yeah. If you go under edit contact, let me find the right slide. So when you're on your page, if you select this edit contact, wait, I'm not sharing my screen, am I? That would probably help. If you're on your page, this edit contact button here, if you select that, if you scroll to the bottom, you should see a button that says add contact information in there. And that's where you could add in an additional number if you'd like, if you want to share multiple numbers with somebody.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions while you have me here today?
I just have a quick question for anyone who's gone to a conference recently. Brian, you mentioned you went to one a couple of weeks back. For most of the participants at the conference, do you find that they still have the old business cards, the paper business cards, or are they transitioning to something like Linq?
My experience on this was, they all had paper cards and they were all envious of this. So everybody liked to see them. They thought it was new and cool. And that was the feedback we got to begin with. You know, I was at the ACC conference back in October, and there was a lot of talk about these. And then we can also have a little hub that we can put on our table if we go to a conference, that links right to like the BK page. So yeah, I didn't see anybody else using them, but they were kind of sought after, and I thought it was pretty cool. So I'm kind of typically a late adapter with all this stuff, but I thought it was great.
Yeah, Martin, you still will get a lot of paper business cards back. That's why we have the business card scanner in there, because it is still a thing. You know,
Yes, yeah, I
it's-
like that feature, that
Yeah.
camera where you could just take a snapshot of that. That's nice. It's very nice.
yeah, it's people have been using them for decades, so it's not going to go away overnight. Where everybody's all of a sudden digital, so you will still get a lot of paper business cards back. But yeah,
Thank you.
Well, I don't think there's any more questions. I think we're good. And by all means, anybody, you can reach out to me or Delaney anytime. We have the account settings the way they are, but you know, we're open to change. We just wanted to kind of set it up the way whatever we thought was easiest. But you can always reach out to me with more assistance setting this up. But like we talked about in the marketing town hall a couple weeks ago, we just wanted to do a little bit better professional walkthrough of the technology. And you can always hit me up as well. So
Like I said,
Tyler,
I have a clarifying point. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
The automatic download, right? Does that download? I'm just not understanding, because when I use the card, I wasn't my understanding that was happening behind the scenes or on the people's phones that I was just tapping around. Does it start downloading it to their contacts within their phone? Okay, so everyone has my contacts then.
so they may or may not. That was just turned on fairly recently, so I don't know when you were
Okay.
using it. So it may not have been happening when you were using it. It's only been on for a couple days, so
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
So what is the less, how can we just put the amount of information from the business card as what's transferred?
Yeah, so it's whatever is in, when you click on edit contact here, whatever you see in there is what somebody's getting onto their device. So if there's a email or a phone number in there that you don't want people to get, you can take that out. Or if there's additional information you want to add in there, you can. But when you hit this edit contact button on your page, whatever you see in there, that's what's getting saved onto somebody's device when either that automatically downloads or they hit the where's it at? Or when they hit the save contact button at the bottom. Trying to find the right slide. There it is. When they hit the save contact. Either way, that's the information that's going to get downloaded is what's under that edit contact section.
Okay, so it doesn't link them automatically to my bio and my background information on the thing. It's just that initial information.
Correct. Yeah, it's pretty much
Okay,
just
good.
your contact information there. Yep.
Okay.
I think somebody else had a question.
This is Molly. This is probably a dumb question, but I think that's probably okay. So if we wanted to link our card to someone else, you have to have, because so many things now are with the iPhone and everything, you like touch phones and share all kinds of stuff and you pay with Apple Pay and all this stuff. So do you have to have your link open to your card when you're touching someone else's phone? So only that goes, or how are we making sure we're not sharing everything else that's in our phone, like our Apple Pay and everything else that Apple wants us to touch phones for?
You actually won't tap your phone. They're going to tap their phone to your card. So when you're interacting with somebody, they'll tap the top of their phone, or if it's Android, they'll tap down here to your card. And it's just going to pull up your digital page, which has your contact information. Again, it's only going to have the information that you put under that edit contact section. But it's just that when they tap that card, it pulls open a page in the web browser.
So I don't have the card yet, so I was forgetting about the card.
Yeah.
But
so then
still, it seems okay.
Yeah, so even if you're using the app, it's going to do the same thing. All it's doing is just redirecting their phone to a web page where it has the information that you're choosing to put on that page.
So do we have to keep this card in some sort of an RFID protected pouch or something, or can anyone passing us grab our information?
It depends. It does have to be, you do have to tap it pretty close. So, I mean, they would, if you're like keeping it in your purse, they would have to like put their phone up against your purse, or if you're keeping it in the back pocket, they would have to put their phone up against your back pocket to get it. If you are concerned with that, I mean, RFID blocking things would work on this if you didn't want that to happen. But
So if we were like on the subway or like 10 people in one Uber, everyone could somehow like rub up against you, I guess.
yeah, I mean, yeah, they'd have to rub up against you for it to happen. It wouldn't just be like everybody in the train car could just from their seats get your information. But yeah.
But Tyler, if you don't carry around the card, you can just you hit that share button on your phone. Is that right?
Correct. Yep. If you're not carrying around the card, you just hit that share button. It's going to give you these different options. You can share it that way. So it'll pull up a QR code that somebody can scan, or you can send it as a link to your page. You can download the QR code to send to somebody, or you can keep in your Apple Wallet to open up. You just open up your Apple Wallet. Like I have mine in my Apple Wallet. Let me see if it's probably easier if I stop sharing. And it's just going to look like this. It's going to be your picture with your name and a QR code that somebody can scan to access your page.
So if you don't hit that share button, nobody's getting your information.
Not digitally, no. Like you'd have to either have the physical card. There is no like tapping
And
phone
don't
to
carry the
phone.
card around.
Yeah, same thing. It's the same it's a different QR code, but it all points to the same spot. Whether they scan the QR code on the back of your card or they scan the QR code in the app or in the Apple Wallet, they're all going to point them to your page.
Okay, so I'm just saying that that's a solution for avoiding the unwanted transmission. Don't carry the card around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And if I get someone else's card, when they have paper cards, I take a picture of it. Is there a place where, you might have said this, but a place where we can put notes, like to remind us of things about that person so we can remember for discussions later, or when we want to reach out to them, that we have some sort of notes about who they are, what they look like,
Yeah.
what
So
they
when you
talked about.
when you scan the paper business card, it's going to create a contact just like it would if they interacted with your digital page. And underneath there is a note section. So if you want to add a note in there, I often at networking events or like trade shows and stuff, I often will just use the talk to text feature on my phone. And so as soon as they walk away, I just press the little microphone thing and say, hey, car dealership, 34 people interested in cards for their team. And then that just stores that note in there. Yep.
Thanks.
Hey, Tyler, one question from me. Are there competing systems that we can interface with? So say if we're at a conference and someone says, hey, I don't have Linq, but I've got this other system. And they want to present us with a barcode or QR code or some sort. Would the Linq system recognize that? Is it basically compatible with other systems that may be used?
Yeah, so no, there's no cross compatibility with any other digital business cards. So you guys would just be tapping each other's cards, and it would be saving your contact information into your individual devices. It's not going to pull like like one of our competitors' name is Popple, right? So if you tap a Popple card, it'll take you to their Popple page, and you can still get their information. It's not going to like connect their Popple page to your Linq page.
Okay.
I have a question. If I have the Linq app, will it store both in the Linq app and also my contacts, or just the Linq app?
So at first, it's just going to store it into your Linq app contacts, but there is a button here. You can't see it here because the enhanced contact is blocking it, where you can download it into your phone contacts if you want to put it in there as well. Any other questions here as we close up?
Looks like we're good, Tyler.
All right.
So
Appreciate
thank you
it.
for your time. Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate you letting me come on here and explain it a little bit.
Absolutely. Everybody, thanks so much. And again, if you have any questions, definitely see me as a start. And I'll mention, for say people going to INTA in a couple weeks or the IAM conference next week, we have a dashboard on the back end where we can kind of see everybody's contacts as well. We have kind of like leaderboards and tracking, and it just gives us a wealth of information as well. So keep that in mind. And it's just been a good product for us so far. And I think we're just kind of getting started. So. Thank you much.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everyone.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.